Hi all, and welcome back to another episode of WolfQuest Anniversary Edition, Calamity's End, with Arctos, Viper, and their 4 pups. In the last episode, we didn't do a whole lot. We had a bit of a showdown, a couple of showdowns actually, with the new Geode Pack, who decided they needed to come down from their territory and come after our pups near the end of the episode. Thankfully, we were able to chase them away quite easily. We've also been having quite a bit of trouble with coyotes. I swear, every time that I try to talk and say some kind of like story thing, they just decide they need to come attack us. So, right now the pups are quite full. They have just reached 25 pounds. We are in the Growing Pups quest, and I think it is time for Arctos to go out and try to find them some more food. If he sleeps at this point... We just saw a toad scent marker pop up. Yeah, there's a toad there. We can't catch these little creatures, but our pups can start to catch them. Oh, there it is. That little kind of brownish lump. Yep. There's a toad. So our pups will start to go after those while we are at the rendezvous site, which will give them a little bit of food, which is much needed at this time of year. So, yeah, I'm going to follow the elk scent, and we are going to take Viper. We're going to go do some hunting. This is something we're going to have to do very frequently in this part of the year, because the pups are going to be always hungry. And while we only have 4 pups to feed, that's still quite a bit during this time of year. Definitely had more success keeping 4 pups fed than 6 pups. So kind of good that Arctos did end up having a more moderately sized litter for his first litter in retrospect. I don't remember. Are they 3 stars or 4 stars? 3 stars. Okay, yeah. Kind of hard to find a 4-star mate, so I'm not super surprised. And I recall we actually had a bit of difficulty finding a mate for Arctos that we kind of wanted, that kind of fit. And Viper ended up being the best at fighting, the best at hunting, and all around the best fit for Arctos, so I'm super glad that we were able to find her. She is, of course, a couple of years older than him. I have at this point decided that we are going to continue telling Arctos' story for now, so we are likely going to see future years. And that means that Viper is going to get older a lot faster than Arctos, which is something we're going to have to contend with in the coming years. But for now, they are a good pair. They are out, they're wandering their territory, they're going to find something to eat and bring back to their pups. So there you go, Viper, you can have that. Okay, thankfully the wind is not going to shift on us, and we are able to find the Ponderosa herd here. Let's see, I think we want to drive them back toward the rendezvous site. We have come quite a ways. We're going to definitely want to go after an elk calf. I think this time of year the elk are, of course, a lot stronger, a lot healthier because they've been grazing on nutritious summer grasses. So that means that it's going to be harder for us to take down a full-grown cow elk, especially with just 2 wolves. So unless we get to a point where we really feel like we can take down a cow elk, we're probably going to be going after the calves for a while. Okay, we've successfully rallied, but it doesn't seem to have spooked the herd. Let's try... We're going to try some growling. We're going to try some running around. And if that doesn't work, we're going to have to start biting. But I try not to do that right off the bat. Okay, apparently Viper has no such qualms. I try not to do that right off the bat because I have found that it results in me getting kicked and taking bad damage a lot easier. Okay, there they go, thankfully. Yeah, a number of times I've been like, I'm just gonna bite the elk calf a little bit to get them running, and then the mother comes over and kicks me, and then the elk calf kicks me, and I'm like, ugh, just taking 200 damage. This is silly. Yeah, we don't want that to happen here. We are going to want to be a little more careful. Let's see, how are we doing on affinity? We're decent on affinity, we are decent on wakefulness. We might want to chase them a little bit, give them time to wear themselves out. Of course, this time of year it's easy for like the elk calves and their mothers to fall behind the herd, which makes it a little bit annoying to try to tire them out because you don't get to see the whole herd and watch which ones have like fallen. Oftentimes there will be elk behind you, which gives you a higher risk of being trampled. all around not a super fun time. I don't like that they're heading this far to the south corner of the map. Do both of these calves belong to this mother? No, okay. Thankfully, we are able to get a couple of bites. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't want to deal with you guys right now. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't want to deal with you guys right now. Okay, so these are 3 more, well, 1 pack member that we already know, and then 2 more subordinates. These are from the same litter as Branch, Smokey, and Vera, so they had a large surviving litter that year. We got 1413F, who has quite a dark coat, and 1415F, who has a lighter, kind of more brown coat. Gosh, I really don't want to fight them. This is... I'm trying to hunt here, and I understand that I'm in your territory, but this isn't going to end well for you. It hasn't ended well for you any of the other times we fought, and it's not going to now. And now we have to go and track down that elk calf after we chase them away again, which is really annoying. Hey, leave her alone. Okay, Slush is going to bite us. We're going to take some damage. Don't love that, but what are you going to do? Leave our mate alone. 1413F, you don't really have a lot of room to keep fighting us. I think you better get a move on. Yeah, Slush is going to chase us. But, yeah, we're starting to wear them down pretty quickly here. Honestly, I don't think that Arctos is feeling too threatened by this new pack. They are kind of doing a number on our mate, though, which we do not like. Hey, stop that right now. Absolutely not. That is not going to fly. Okay. Yeah, they're not getting a lot of damage on us. We're kind of able to break away very quickly. Okay, get off our mate. That's not okay. We're still going to need to hunt after this, which is pretty annoying, especially with a bruised jaw. Okay, get out of here. Really. Like, they're clearly on the run. Get out of here. Ugh, now we're going to have to find our way back to the elk herd. That's extremely annoying. You are all just being pests. Honestly. Like, I don't feel like we're in actual danger here. I just feel like they are stubbornly refusing to leave. Oh no! I don't know if Arctos is inclined to let them get away with this. They have inflicted a major injury on his mate, and while they're running... No, 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 no. You don't get to get away with breaking our mate's leg and then think you can run away. No. This is going to result in consequences for you this time. Yeah, don't play the wolf is running away sound. That's not what's going to happen here. So I try not to bite hold B rival wolves too long because it does often result in them breaking free and doing extra damage. Okay, I don't think we're even going to dignify that wolf with a name. We will name this one, we're going to just say Knight. But yeah, we're taking this bit of territory. Nice try. And now we have to go back and finish hunting, which is annoying. Assuming we can find the herd again, which is a big assumption. So, not to mention the pups are getting restless. Wonderful. But yeah, we're definitely going to need that extra food to heal up now that that's happened. Can we follow their scent back to where we came from? Okay. Really? Okay. That's got to be Cottonwood Creek. I hope. If that is the Geode Pack again, oh boy, we are going to have a new feud on our hands. We're at the very least going to claim their territory, but that's really not what we need. What we need is food. Okay, you know what? Actually, waste of time to claim their territory. I don't know where we came from is the problem, and I don't know where the herd went, so... Well, they've successfully really messed us up. Well, we'd better catch this hare at least. Oh, that's not what I really wanted to see. It's really not what I wanted to see. Because pack affinity is getting low. We need to go back to the pups. Did someone take down a carcass over there, though? That could be good. Does seem like there's a grizzly bear on it, which isn't good, but... Ugh. Goodness, I might need to send Viper back, actually. Yeah. Oh, you need to target the packmates specifically to wolf them home. Viper, go home. I'm going to see if I can track down this carcass that we just caught a scent of. Okay, just a couple of coyotes on the carcass, which... Wow, they're like, no, we don't want to flee. I will kill you. Like, Arctos doesn't have any qualms about killing coyotes. This is not a fight you're going to win. Get out of here. Ugh, maybe I should start biting them before they bite me. Just kind of concerned at this point about Arctos possibly getting a major injury. Yeah, they're really kind of doing damage to Arctos without even biting him that long, which is kind of annoying. Oof, and that's exactly what I was worried about. Wonderful. Well, we need this food anyway, so... Great. Now both Arctos and his mate have broken legs, going into the growing pups quest. That's just fantastic. Let go. Are we gonna get killed by coyotes? Is this gonna be the end? Can you get out of here? Wow. I don't even have any words for that. That's just, well, we really can't do anything about it, unfortunately. We did need this food. We still need this food. Hopefully it sticks around long enough for us to come back to it. Yeah, that'll help us heal up at the very least, and we are going to bring a big chunk back for Viper and hope that this sticks around for another day because, yeah, our prospects for hunting on 2 broken legs are not great. Oh, this went from okay to quite bad very quickly. Maybe I should have been more careful about driving the elk herd out of the Geode Pack territory, but honestly, I don't know. I mean, at no point did I feel like Arctos or Viper's lives were threatened by the Geode Pack, but they definitely did threaten us in a different way by ruining our hunt, by injuring Viper, and as a result, probably causing Arctos to sustain that major injury. If Viper hadn't been injured, we probably wouldn't have sent her back to the rendezvous site, and those coyotes would have been a lot more scared of us. So, unfortunately, this chain of events has led us to a pretty sticky situation. We'll just have to see how it shakes out. So, Arctos is going to return to Viper and the pups limping, and I think that Viper and him are just going to share a moment to kind of exchange a worried look. Maybe see if we can do the chin rest emote. They're definitely leaning on each other for support right now. They're both extremely worried about what the future holds. Obviously, we brought a little food back, but the pups are still very hungry. Hopefully we're able to feed them up to full, because otherwise, I don't even want to think about otherwise. Yeah, Bear's pretty well fed, but Finn needs to get over here and eat. Wonder if he's waiting for his siblings to eat. He does seem to be kind of looking out for them all the time and worrying about them. Okay, I am going to feed Finn one more time. That's about all we can really spare. We do need to make sure that Arctos' health regenerates, because if his health doesn't regenerate, we're not going to be able to hunt, and if we're not able to hunt, we're all going to starve. So, I mean, we're already at a huge disadvantage with our broken leg, so somebody's over there claiming our territory. Probably, well, it might be Coyote Creek, honestly, and we don't really care about that territory. Alright, Flame, please get in the grass so we can get some sleep. I'm still hoping that carcass is still there tomorrow. What are we looking at? Yep, it's still there for now. We don't know how much food is on it, and we can feed them once. So let's get Bear some food. We are now out of food to regurgitate, unfortunately, so whichever pups get fed are going to be the pups that get fed. And right now that's looking like it's just going to be Bear. Yeah, no, definitely going hunting, Viper. She is currently whining at us to ask us to go hunting with her, and we are going to go hunting with her. So, First of all, pups in the grass. Oh, no, not first of all pups in the grass, because we need to get the affinity up before we go anywhere. Otherwise, they're just gonna pop right back out. Okay, we're almost there. I'm not picking up any competitor sense as of yet. I say that and immediately, bear. Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna stop and catch this hare real quick. I would give it to Viper, but I'm almost afraid she's going to just kind of hand it back to us. Sometimes wolves will do that when your wolf is injured. I don't know how that works when both your wolves are injured, but yeah. So far, I'm not seeing anything, I say, and there's immediately a bear on the carcass. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, well, definitely going to have to be careful. That's not what I meant to do. Trying to alternate between growling and snarling so that I can make this bear angry enough to chase me, in hopes that if it chases me, Viper can get some food. No, not quite. So it's charging us. That's bad. Okay. Keep it angry, keep it running after us. Again, this is quite dangerous, but we can't really hunt, can we? Okay, Viper's holding it off for a second while we go back and try to get some more food. But it's not staying away. Is it? No. Okay. Hey! You leave our mate alone. Come after us. Viper! No! This is kind of one of the problems with having a bold mate is sometimes they'll just decide they need to bite the bear. And I really don't want her to bite the bear right now. Really rather she didn't. If we could just kind of lure him away a sufficient distance, which would be easier if Viper wasn't constantly biting him. Okay. Okay, we did get him lured away a sufficient distance. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. If you get the boar grizzlies away from the carcass enough, they will kind of just stand there and wait for you to eat. Of course, they did have an update that made him less likely to run far from the carcass, but it seems to have not quite made this strategy impossible. So that's good. Gonna let Viper get some more to eat. Okay, that might actually be all she needs. Yeah. All right, Bear can have the rest of it. We are going to... the Bear can have the rest of it. I forget we have a pup called Bear. All right, we're going to head back to the rendezvous site. That's going straight there, not pass and go, not collecting $200. Okay, here we are back at the rendezvous site. Once again, really no energy left. You can see that our pups got fairly low on hunger. They didn't quite start to starve, but I do believe that they start to take starvation damage at 45%. So at 47 and 48%, they're really not that far off from 45. We don't have a large window to kind of keep them fed, but we are going to feed them now. We were very lucky to find that spike elk carcass. Not entirely sure what we would have done without it. I'm sure Arctos would have found a way. He is not the type to give up, especially when his pups need him. Oh my goodness. Can we catch a break? Can we just please, like, catch a single break? Get out of here! Really don't want to be biting and, like, fighting these coyotes when we just got a broken leg from one. Like, can you guys just leave? Just go away? Just, how hard is it to just go away? Like, oh, great, now Flame is out. Flame, please get back in the grass. No, no. I guess it's preferable to biting our pup, but wow. Get out of here. No! Flame, go back in the grass. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, it did get a bite on her. If she were just a little bit smaller, that would have been disastrous, but thankfully she is at the point now where she's a little bit bigger and can actually take a bite from a coyote. That's... Oh, goodness gracious. Truly, Arctos cannot catch a break. He's just trying to get some rest with his pups, and the game's like, no, 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 more coyotes. So in addition to having a beef with the Geode Pack, he has a beef with the coyotes. Just, at least we haven't really seen much of Coyote Creek or Cottonwood Creek. It's really just been kind of the Calamity and Geode Packs. Does seem like our minor injury might have healed. Viper's minor injury healed. Okay, that's good too. And our health is almost back to full, thankfully. Would have been back to full if not for those coyotes, but game's not going to give us a break. That's becoming apparent. Thankfully, we do have a bit of food for the pups. Not as much as I would like. We are going to have to go out and hunt again. And this time, there's no bull elk carcass for us to conveniently eat from. So, not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but we're just going to have to see what we can find. Okay, despite our best efforts and despite running all over our territory, the only thing that Arctos and Viper were able to find to hunt were hares. So hopefully that's going to be enough to feed our pups, because that's all we've got. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And as you could see, if we weren't allowing Arctos to hunt hares, we would have been out of luck, or we would have maybe had to try our best to corner a mule deer or pronghorn. That could have resulted in further injury. So yeah, there's days like this where you just can't find any elk, despite looking all over for them. As you can see, no elk scent spores. We ran all over. We didn't see anything. Thankfully, we were able to find enough hares that we can give the pups at least some food, but it might not be enough for Sugar, who is already really, really hungry. I guess we'll find out. Okay, thankfully we were able to get the pups to around 99, 100% hunger with just the hares we were able to catch, but we can't really rely on that. It took all of our energy and didn't provide us with that much food. We have no extra food for tomorrow. We really need to hope that we can come across an elk herd or something we can catch, or that our broken legs heal. I think it'll be a couple more days before that happens. Alright, this might be our chance. We're still going to be quite slow. It's still going to be hard for us to keep up with the herd, but hopefully we are kind of able to corner them in a way. We are at the edge of the map, so there's a very good chance they are going to double back on themselves, which is usually bad and is probably still going to be bad. But hey, maybe it'll mean we can actually catch them. Which direction did they go? All over the place seems to be the answer. And here they go again. Wonderful. Okay, thankfully they are heading out of this little passage between granite things this time. That does mean that they're running in a direction that we have to go and actually catch up with them, but that's better, I find, than trying to kind of hunt them while they're between two impassable objects. They just end up stampeding back and forth, and it's really hard to get a bite hold on them and to not get trampled. So ideally we want to take as little damage as possible, obviously. No, yeah, she's way too strong, unfortunately. However, her calf here might not be. Viper, are you actually... Okay. I mean, it would be good if we could catch a cow elk. Viper's done enough damage that it might be a viable option. Of course, we're going to take more damage trying to hunt her, but that could actually give us food for more than one day, which could be seriously, seriously important. So... especially since it's kind of so hard to track down the elk around here. So if we chase her and her calf for a while, maybe she will tire out. Maybe we'll be able to do a bit more damage to her without taking as much damage. She does seem like she's pretty tired already with how well we're keeping up, which is interesting. She's going to go into the water. Great. She will have to come out of the water, though, and then we are going to be back on her tail. Come on. Let's see. Oh no, we're taking about as much as we're dealing right there. That's, I thought she was more tired than that with how slow she was running, but it might be that she's just trying to keep pace with her calf. Viper, of course, is going to run in there and try to do some more damage, which is much appreciated, but we do need to keep an eye on her health. It's getting quite low, trying to kind of take down this Cowlick by herself. I'm not intentionally trying to have her take down the Cowlick by herself, it's just that she kind of keeps running ahead when I'm sort of trying to tire it out. This is something I've noticed a lot with bold mates, is that they will just kind of like charge ahead even when you're trying to run the elk to exhaustion. There is a pop-up in the Young Hunter's quest that says something along the lines of, oh, demonstrate good hunting techniques to your pups, like tiring the elk out and targeting weak elk. And if you have a bold mate, they kind of just run in there and start biting. So it's like, wow, I'd love to demonstrate good hunting techniques to my pups, but apparently my mate has decided it is bite time. Okay, so now that her calf is elsewhere, she is starting to run quite a bit faster. So we can see she's not actually that tired, unfortunately. We are still going to pursue her. She's down to half health. I think we can take her down. It's just, unfortunately, going to take us a little bit longer. Okay, there we go. That was not great. Viper's down to 31%. We don't love to see it. Especially if we get back to the rendezvous site and something immediately attacks. That would be bad. So fingers crossed that's not going to happen, and we are going to eat from this carcass, take some back to the pups. Thankfully it is quite close, and it's in a spot where competitors might not be as likely to seek out the carcass. I find sometimes when we're in kind of enclosed areas like this that it's harder for predators to find the carcass, but who knows if that's going to be the case this time. Okay. Flame's eaten, Bear's eaten, Finn's eaten, and Sugar has eaten. So let's clean up this regurgitated meat, and we are going to get some sleep. Every time. Every time. They do a lot of damage on accurate. There's not really a whole lot we can do about it, other than try to bite them first, which, again, we don't have a whole lot of stamina, so... Oh, Sugar, they're not that scary, I promise. Please get back in the grass. Now, despite the fact that I'm trying to preserve HP, I kind of do have to bite the Coyote. Because, yeah, otherwise they'll bite me, otherwise they won't run away, so... Yeah, we don't really have the option. Goodness gracious, we don't have the option to conserve HP. We just kind of have to keep fighting them and hope that they leave before we get even more injured. We were doing pretty well on health until this, but nope. Okay, that one's on the run. I think they're on the run. That is so annoying. I can't even, like, run to chase them off very quickly because of the lack of stamina we have. Okay. Yeah, wow. We're awake again, we've healed most of our health. We both, once again, have a minor and major injury. Thanks, coyotes. I'm gonna feed the pups as much as I can, and then we're gonna go back to that carcass and hope that nothing has eaten it. This is just gonna be the cycle, kind of until this growing pups phase is over. Feed pups, run, get food, come back, feed pups, and so on and so forth. I am out of regurgitant. Viper is also almost out of regurgitant. Unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. I would love if our major injury were to heal, but I get the feeling we just get another major injury right after it. Ugh. Of course the elk herd hangs around while we've already got a carcass. I guarantee we will not be able to find them that easily once the carcass is gone. Alright. Now that it is autumn, the grass is changing. We're about halfway through the growing pups quest. Let's see. Does look like our carcass is still around, so we might be able to get a little bit more of that. Territory is meh. Affinity is fine. Honestly, we might be bringing this back. Now, I'm hoping again that their major injuries will heal, but obviously with all the damage we've been taking, it is going to take longer. Thankfully, I mean, we might just have enough food for the pups right here and right now. It does look like the Geode Pack were taking some of our territory down to the south. Frustrating, but unavoidable. Honestly, yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea to go fight them right now. We need all of our energy for hunting and defending the rendezvous site. Send them into the grass. Oh, thank goodness, Viper's major injury healed. That should mean that our major injury is going to heal soon as well. In the meantime, carcass run. We can also see that the ungulate babies have grown up a little bit more. They're no longer in their kind of juvenile brown coat. They have their adult coats as well. What is on the carcass? Is that a cougar? That's a cougar. Cougars can do quite a bit of damage to you if you're not careful. Not too keen on getting swatted by one. At the same time, food. We might give it a single bite. See if we can't anger it enough that it follows us. Viper also seems to be biting it. Can we get back and steal a couple of mouthfuls of the carcass? Honestly, it looks like it's going to wait for us to eat. That's so polite. Alright, but this is going to be the last day that we can eat off of this carcass. We are going to need to hunt something else soon. Okay, with that, we are finally able to spend a little bit of time with our pups again, on account of, you know, having enough food for once, not being at risk of further injury. I was kind of hoping to see one of the pups hunting, but it looks like Sugar's kind of hanging out. Bear and Finn don't seem to be hunting, and Flame just seems to be kind of wandering around. Maybe we'll see that a little bit later. Oh, goodness. Flame! Yeah, we know who the real wanderer is. Flame. Flame. Come on. Gotta go back to the den. Or rendezvous site. Wow. Every time. Every time. Wow, my minor injury to my leg is healed. Can we... Oh, I didn't actually realize the major injury had healed as well, but I am glad to see that. We have gotten through the worst of that for now. I'm not even going to try to guess whether we're going to get another major injury in the next couple of days. Seems very possible. Plenty of food for the pups for now, at least until we go out and hunt again. Can we pick up any... Okay, well, this is a bunch of grass. Can we pick up any scents? I don't immediately see an elk herd, unfortunately. But that is what we're going to be looking for as we head back out. Flame, where you going, hun? Yeah, even though it says we have 80%, we don't have enough food to give them more food. And here is Knight and Rusty back at it again. You would think that these Geode Pack wolves would learn their lesson, but apparently not. They're going to come over here and they're going to see that we have recovered from the injury that they gave us, and that we are not messing around. We, of course, don't want to take too much damage, but gotta make sure we keep them off of Viper and make sure we intimidate them into leaving. Don't even think about it. I feel like that flight meter is at its max. Okay, finally. Goodness gracious. They're like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. We're never leaving. We're just gonna hang out here. Okay, with that taken care of, maybe we can find some elk. The territory is also not looking fantastic, but, no, that's pronghorn. Again, I don't really want to mess with those if we don't absolutely have to. They don't give a whole lot of food, and they still do quite a bit of damage, especially if the mothers kick you, and they're quite fast, meaning they have a lot easier time kicking you than the elk do. However, I'm not necessarily picking up any elk scent right away, so... Okay. Might this elk be a good choice? Let's find out. Not that injured. I don't know. That might be a good choice. Again, the calves and fawns are a little bit more grown up now, so they've consequently got a bit more food on them. So we might be able to kind of hunt this calf instead of the mother. But it is still doing a bit of damage to us, and we are kind of not really ideally placed to take down an elk. If we do take this one down, I mean, we'll probably just have to hunt again the next day. Nevertheless, I think this is probably our best bet this time of year. And if we're careful, we can avoid getting kicked by the mother. This shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so we were able to take down that elk calf without too much difficulty. We are pretty far from the rendezvous site, unfortunately. I'm not sure how much food this is going to give us anyway. We weren't super hungry, but it did seem like a good time to hunt. We're going to mark this carcass regardless. Yeah, so as you can see, something that we probably would have finished almost in like one feeding now is going to last us a couple of meals. Assuming we do want to come all the way back up here, it might very well get eaten by some competitor and it might be an easier time just hunting a new one, but it'll really depend on what we can find. We did have to head pretty far north looking for the heather herd. Oof, I do not like this part of the map. It's like, well, you could get to the other side of the creek if you didn't mind taking a billion damage and dying. Nope, we're gonna have to go around the incredibly, incredibly long way. Oi, someone's coming after our territory again. It really does look like it is once again the Geode Pack. I've been saying, like, for most of this episode that I don't really feel super threatened by them. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to underestimate them. I know that they could still do a good deal of damage. It's just a matter of, right now it seems more pressing to me and to Arctos to keep his pups fed rather than worry about territory squabbles, especially that are going to endanger him, that are going to endanger his mate, and by extension are going to endanger his pups. It's better to keep them safe and keep himself safe, and have to deal with a little bit of a loss of territory that honestly he's been having a hard time finding elk on anyway. So I don't know. I mean, he took this territory originally because it belonged to the Calamity Pack and because he kind of wanted to prove a point, but honestly it hasn't been great to him in terms of hunting, in terms of like oftentimes the elk will double back when we're hunting kind of near the border of the map and cause us unnecessary trample damage. That kind of thing makes it so this isn't really the best place to hunt. He might consider actually moving his territory further north in future years, which might result in him having more conflict with the Cottonwood Creek and Coyote Creek packs. We'll just have to see. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that so soon, but yes, the difficult time is over, and all of our pups have survived it. So, fortunately, we were able to keep all of our pups alive through that entire Growing Pups quest. You know, this does raise the question of what are we going to do with the chewed collar now that we don't really have a home site? And I think the answer is Arctos might hang on to it for a little bit longer and then realize he's won. The Calamity Pack is gone. The only wolf that even remains is nowhere to be found. He hasn't even picked up a scent of them, so he's won. He's done what he set out to do, and I don't think he needs this collar anymore as a trophy of his victory. He's going to focus now on the future and on raising his pups to be the best hunters they can be. And that means leaving this behind. So we are going to leave the rendezvous site behind. We are actually going to go find that elk calf that we took down earlier and see if the pups can have their first kind of taste of hunting while we're at it. Maybe we'll actually run into the heather herd again. We can take down an entirely new calf. Yeah, so we're in the Young Hunter's Quest. Our pups are going to follow along with us. They are almost the size of adult wolves, although they are still lacking some strength and muscle mass, so we do have to be a bit more careful with them. They are more fragile than adult wolves. They will also get hungry faster than our adult wolves, but they're much less fragile than they were when they were younger. So, yeah, let's see if we can't find another elk herd before we wrap this episode up. Okay, we are coming up on the carcass, but it does appear that there is a cougar on it. I don't really want to get any of my pups swiped by cougars. At the same time, there's a good deal of food still on this carcass. So, see if we can't run in, get a bite on this cougar. Maybe intimidate it into leaving. Oh, wow, it did some damage just as it spun around. That's unfortunate. But we are starting to intimidate it. Hopefully our pups can get some food while we're distracting it. Yeah, and that does appear to be happening, which is good because I often find that the growing pups quest kind of leaves off right as the pups are still hungry, and after you get into the young hunters quest, you can no longer feed them regurgitant, at least not directly. Actually, I don't think there's a way you can feed them regurgitant at all, seeing as there's no young pups around. But yeah, thankfully they're going to be able to get some food from this carcass. I am trying to intimidate this cougar, but obviously we don't get swatted like Viper just did. And it is quite speedy and it's quite agile, so it's able to kind of twist and try to bat at us while we're trying to kind of chase it away. Okay, we finally scared it off. Goodness gracious. Let's see if Arctos and Viper and their pups can't get some food from this. And then it's not an elk herd, but I did pick up the scent of a mule deer, and we might be able to track down a fawn for them to hunt. They haven't taken any damage yet. Obviously, their parents have taken a bit, and Arctos has a leg injury, which might make hunting mule deer a little bit difficult. Sugar, you gonna come back and get some food? She's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit at 85%. Okay, she seems disinclined to eat. We're gonna get some sleep. Then maybe we'll find something in the morning. I'm realizing I always say in the morning and then often it's nighttime when we wake up. Obviously what I mean is after our next rest, but that doesn't always come through in the words that I am saying. Is that cougar back? Doesn't really matter, the carcass is gone. Yeah, it does look like the cougar came back, but there's nothing left for it to eat, so. Sugar, can you set that down and eat it, hun? What are you even... Are you shaking a meat chunk? Okay. Just like, yes, I've hunted it. Not quite, dear. Alright, let's see what we can find. Does look like there is an elk herd this way, if we travel far enough. We're gonna head in that direction. Somebody's taking our territory. What else is new? Yeah, the Geode Pack has been stealthily creeping up through our territory as we've been kind of moving around, which is unfortunate. I'm not super concerned. It's pretty easy to gain territory back if you just avoid the highly marked hexes. So yeah, they might take that territory, but I think Arctos is kind of done with it. It's achieved its purpose. He has stayed in the territory of the pack that took out his natal pack for quite a while, and he's ready to move on. Unfortunately, we are moving into Cottonwood Creek territory as we head in this direction. So with any luck, we can find the herd, we can kind of chase them out of Cottonwood Creek territory, but that might not happen. We don't have Knowing Knows or any of those perks that kind of let us see more information about the herd, so we kind of just have to hope we're getting close. Goodness, we might not get to hunt in this episode after all. I've been heading in the same direction, but the scent of the herd seems to have faded away, so I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see if we run into him. Or we could just go after these mule deer. Not quite as good as an elk, but if this has a fawn in it, we could have a decent time hunting them. After all, the elk scent has once again faded away. This is a really unfortunate thing that seems to happen a lot. Like, yep, and I am following the elk herd. It's like, no, they don't exist anymore. So, yeah. Let's chase these two out of this territory. If we happen to see an elk herd along the way, maybe we'll switch our targets, but kind of doubting it at this point. So at the start, the pups probably aren't going to participate a whole lot. They're probably just going to watch. If Viper could put down that hare, that'd be fantastic. Okay, well, she got kicked, so she had to put down the hare. Unfortunate. Let's see, it's coming after us. It's like, I'm going to kick you. Looks like the pups are kind of keeping an eye on the hunt, seeing what their parents are doing. And when they get confident enough, they might just run in there like Bear is. hey, maybe I will take a bite of this mule deer. Now, I don't know that he contributed a whole lot to that hunt, but there is their first hunt with them as contributing members, sort of. I think with that, I am going to leave off for this episode, but I do want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you join us next time as our pups learn to hunt. See ya!